One of the things about being a percussionist is the different approach you get with the hands, particularly with independence patterns and the like. And I'm going to look at a few sort of approaches that I think are, in a sense, alternative approaches to the drum set, using a few different percussion ideas. The first idea that I want to look at is the idea of the canon, which basically is an identical phrase played with each hand or with different instruments, starting at different parts in the bar. So, for example, is a pretty straightforward pattern in semiquavers. What we're going to do, we're going to have the same pattern with the snare drum, but starting a beat earlier. So I'll start with the right hand, and then I'll add the left hand. So once you start to make some of the accents slightly more subtle than that, and bring some different accented patterns in with the snare drum and with the right hand, you can have a good, it's almost like a little thing that you can slip into in between a groove that you might be playing. There's the standard pattern. Straightforward lift. And you can begin to develop that concept by either inserting that into the groove as you're playing along in little sections, or building grooves around it. It sort of comes from what do you think of my right cymbal? Nice, isn't it? You can begin to get some different melodic patterns around the toms, almost like a percussionist would do. Say, for example, if you had some cowbells and some congas and some different toned drums, and also if you had like the set before with lots of different toms, you can begin to get some interesting patterns around that. So it could be obviously on a cowbell or a cymbal. So forth. You can also begin to take one of the interesting concepts that comes with some percussion instruments. It's the idea of playing two alternative phrases with each hand. So, for example, you'd have with the right hand, you'd have a 7-beat phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With the left hand, you're going to have a 5-beat phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you put them together at slow speed. you've got that sort of pattern off, what you want to do is strip it down. So you've got a 4/4 phrase. So you would take, say for example, the first section of it, which would make up a 4/4 phrase. Or 2 bars. Or whatever phrases you can take out of that. And you can begin to sort of build a few interesting concepts based on that type of approach. The next thing I want to talk briefly about, I think Colin might have been touching on this a little bit earlier, is the bounce triplet idea, which is a very simple concept. 2 different stickings. The first sticking being right, left, left, right, left, left, and the second sticking being right, right, left. And you can begin to put those together. If we call the right, left, left A, and the right, right, left B, and we did A, A, B, B, and I'll play the accents, single note accents on the toms. So you can begin to get different accent patterns based on those. So just A, A, B, B a bit faster. Then you begin to, for example, A, B. Patterns that you can play, any sort of accent pattern that you can utilise using 16ths, semiquavers. You can then double up into the basis of your bounce triplets accents. into any grooves you might be playing. And also on the hi-hat to sort of make a semi-quaver 16th sort of groove quite interesting. Actually, Omar Hakim does this particular thing on the hi-hat quite a lot there. It's also good for picking up different accents by having the singles on the crashes. You can pick up on the cymbals, you can obviously pick up on the toms, on the hi-hat within a groove or anything. It's also a way to a cheap man's Steve Gadlick as well. I'm going to go on to actually show the actual thing in a minute. Many of you may already know it, but it's what was being mentioned earlier about the idea of a linear pattern. So this actual pattern was certainly one of my favourite patterns on the drum set. Is actually derived from, at the very root, that's the root of the rhythm, just a straight 16th groove. Next step, miss the first hi-hat, you have your left hand on the snare. And what Steve Gadd did, put doubles in. And I love this pattern because it's got the quick double on the bass. Derived. It's actually a double stroke roll off the beat. So you've got the beat here. You've got the double stroke roll off the beat there. the little bass drums, double bass drums. It's a little bit too fast for that. So there's lots of different ways that you can actually use simple rudiment, right, left, left, right, right, left, by developing a little bit of speed and control with it. And moving on, we all know the paradiddle. Put your hands up if you don't know the paradiddle. There you go, everyone knows the paradiddle. Oh, one person doesn't know the paradiddle. Well, the paradiddle is right, left, right, left, left. Very, very simple. Rudiment. Lots of different ways to play it. I want to cover a couple of ideas. The simplest possible way. On the snare drum. Voila. On the toms. So forth. For me, it starts to get interesting when you start to combine them. So, for example, if you put the paradiddle, right, left, left, next to the inverted paradiddle, right, left, right, left, and you begin to develop a few different accent patterns, just using the singles on the toms. I think it's, for me, unless you're playing a very highly tuned, this is jazz set, the highly tuned jazz set, but I've tuned it down a little bit. So one of the things I think about paradiddles and double stickings is that it makes more sense to me to have the singles on the toms and the doubles, have no doubles on the toms basically, because to me it doesn't cut through as well. Especially if you're really punching out the single accents, you can obviously get a lot more volume than you can with a double. If you do the doubles on the toms, a very important thing to make them sound even and stronger as a unit is to concentrate on accenting the second of the double rather than the first one, because then you lead up to that, you hear both notes. So the inverted paradiddle the single paradiddle followed by the inverted paradiddle with some accents on the tom. So there we've got the right, left, left. Then the right hand stays here. Right, left, right. Right, left, right. Also with a little sort of backbeat accent on the snare. So both together. Idea, again, very standard drum ideas that can be utilised to great effect, and sometimes you can hear someone play, for example, just to play the paradiddle on the snare. Just by accenting different hands. So first of all, first time I play the paradiddle, I'm accenting the right hand. The second time I play the paradiddle, I'm accenting all the left hand notes. And it's an amazing something so simple can sound so effective. And you know, when you hear it on a record, it's like, well, that's really effective.
Quite a straightforward thing. Really, it takes very little intellectual ability to be able to do that particular fill, and surprisingly effective. One of the important things to remember about playing the drum set is that the effective things aren't always technically difficult. You know, when you're playing a tune or whatever, the thing that's going to highlight the changes in the tune and the dynamics and the feel of the tune is often the simplest thing. For me, if I was playing a tune, that last fill, you'd notice that. You'd listen back to the track, and maybe you think, oh, fantastic, I managed to do it and not fall off the seat. But at the end of the day, it's going to sound horrible in a track. You know, sometimes it'll work, very, very rarely. So I think it's important to and so forth. So the next idea with the paradiddle is right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare. Just without accents. I'd get you the sack from any gig, I tell you. But if you bring out the accent, very simple idea that can work. One of the things you can begin to develop is some bass drum independence against that. I just want to mention the backbeat, because it's the simple little things that really matter. When you speak to musicians, you say, what's the most important thing about a drummer? It doesn't matter what they can do. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't miss a backbeat. I'll show you. It's horrible. It sounds horrible. It's just like, wow, what happened? Something's missing. You've got to keep that momentum going. And if you're going to miss a backbeat, you've got to have a really good reason to do it. And you've got to go somewhere that's going to mean something for the music. Every time you miss a backbeat, you should find yourself £10 and put it in the band kitty, so they can all have a beer. So, it's important as well when you start to get more complex stickings involved, it's important also not to miss the backbeat. And if you do the complex sticking and you start to miss backbeats because of the involvement, then you should go back and just play it straight without a complex sticking. And then you move towards some independence with the bass drum. So obviously, if you're just playing on B1, which is fine. The next most natural thing is to play the bass drum only when the right hand plays. But it makes more sense to me when you start to get the bass drum happening when the left hand is sound. So you can begin to get more of an interesting shape, and also the listener is thrown. It sounds like there's just 3 different voices going on. You've got the snare drum and the accent. Call that one voice. You've got the hi-hat pattern and the bass drum. So paradiddles are very important. You can also start to get, I like the idea of extending the paradiddle. So for example, obviously the double paradiddle is 2/16 longer per unit. Right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, for those of you that don't know it. So if you begin to take that whole thing and make that an extended unit as well, so you have a whole double paradiddle, and you have half a paradiddle, then you've got 1 bar of 4/4, 16th notes. But you're going to end right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. You're going to end on the right. So the second bar is going to be the opposite. So simply on the hi-hat snare. Sort of approach can be good for rhythms when you want to avoid playing the backbeat all the time. It's good to have concepts whereby it's easy to get in a rut, basically, of playing 2 and 4 on the snare and like, you know, approaching it in a very standard way. Whereas if you begin to sort of enlarge your concepts around stickings and different stuff like that, you begin to come up with shapes and patterns that are very difficult to pin down, actually. You listen to them, it's difficult to pin down where's the logic come from. I mean, Steve Gadd's the absolute master of that. The inverted paradiddle. Right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. So he's just playing it here. Just keeps the hand here very open. Very simple idea, but one that's very effective. That's the first half. The second half, I'm still learning to play. That's the second half. Another linear pattern. He studied military. You hear a lot of like roughs and little breaks in the rhythm that you don't hear always played by drummers. Yeah, it depends what you've got. I mean, for smaller percussion like tabla and things like that, then you need it to be closely mic'd in a loud situation. It depends really how amplified it is, because sometimes you can just take a couple of overheads and a couple of close mics and you've got the whole spectrum. I like to have a few little clip-ons that I can move around on different drums at different times when the need has arisen. But it's good to have your own mics, I think.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a few that you know are standard. You can clip that on, you know. In fact, sometimes, you know, the headset mic, I've got somewhere to hang it, where I know that if there's not enough mics or whatever the situation is, this could be used as another mic, not on the drum set obviously, but